I'm back with Advanced Yvonne Guide with voice. Thank you so much for all the interest, subscriptions, and likes. It really motivates me to keep making videos, so I'll share everything I know. I didn't do CBT, so every information is optimized to live server. Don't worry about difference between beta version. Then let's start. This video contains Yvonne's setup and information for best partner Xaihi. First, her ultimate. Yvonne changes form and fires continuously for 7 seconds. After 7 seconds, she can use Final Strike. It consists of 3 stages, firing 3, 8, and 64 shots. Ultimate is quite unforgiving. The 7-second duration continues, even if you don't shoot. Dodging also reduces your total shots. If you stop firing, it resets back to stage 1 with 3 shots. However, Yvonne gains interruption resistance while firing, so you can keep shooting through enemy attacks without losing damage. But she is not invincible. She often dies while shooting. The most important part of her ultimate is the Final Strike. The first 80 shots total 1,500% scaling, while the Final Strike alone deals 300% and an additional 600% if consumed solidification. This means the Final Strike accounts for at least 37.5% of the total damage. You don't need to worry about solidification. Battle skill solidification lasts 7 to 10 seconds via Inflictation stack, and you can also reapply freeze with combo skill. As long as you land it, you can get the Final Strike bonus damage. You also don't need to worry about missing the combo skill. You can apply solidification by using the battle skill right before the Final Strike. After the 7-second firing ends, the Final Strike remains available for 3 seconds. You can cancel it with a dodge, but it disappears if not used in time. This 3-second window is extremely useful. For example, you can use it to kill 2 tentacles in Marble Phase 1 by 1 ultimate. Lastly, Yvonne's ultimate has a built-in buff. Each shot grants 3% crit rate, up to a maximum of 30%. Once maxed, it also increases crit damage by 60%. This buff applies even if the shots don't hit, so you can treat it as always active. That concludes the most important part, her ultimate. Since the ultimate is Yvonne's alpha and omega, there was a lot to cover. Next is her battle skill. As mentioned in the beginner guide, her battle skill charges ultimate energy based on the infliction consumed. However, even if multiple inflictions are consumed, the ultimate energy gain is limited to the maximum value. If Yvonne applies solidification to enemy with her battle skill, her next basic attack becomes a Final Strike. The duration of this enhanced basic attack is quite long, allowing for various applications. For example, you can save it and use it on the next tentacle. It does not reset during boss cutscenes or phase transitions. It even persists through teleportation. However, it disappears when entering a boss room.
Nope.
The battle skill can disappear if it hits an obstacle.
Nope.
It can also miss if the enemy moves, so you need to be careful.
Nope.
And lastly, her combo skill. It is triggered when Yvonne uses Final Strike on an enemy affected by solidification. Depending on her potential, it activates 4 or 6 times over 3 seconds and applies solidification again at the end. This is also very useful for quickly stacking the signature weapon's crit-based buff. Next is her gear. As covered in the beginner guide, this is her best setup, armor and gloves with basic attack bonus, combined with the Link Slab. Security set effect provides attack bonus that her weapon cannot provide, along with additional crit rate. There is also a security armor and glove set that gives crit rate, but the basic attack bonus set performs better overall. This is her strongest gear configuration. At full ultimate stacks, Yvonne's crit damage reaches 2.5 to 3.0 times, nearly twice that of other characters. Even so, basic attack bonus gear still outperforms crit rate gear. Yvonne has 3 6-star weapon options: Artsy, Navigator, and Wedge. Her signature weapon, Artsy, is the best choice. However, a Potential 5 Wedge can perform similarly to a Potential 0 Artsy. If it's difficult to pull Artsy, I recommend using Wedge instead of Navigator. Wedge is a standard weapon, so you can obtain it eventually, and with at least one potential, it becomes stronger than a Potential 5 Navigator. Additionally, Wedge can also be used on other hand cannon operators. For reference, Wedge has 2 arts damage bonus buffs, and both can be active at the same time. This is why Wedge recommend to alternate Artsy. That covers everything about Yvonne's skills and gear. Now, let's take a look at her teammates. First, the caster. As covered in the beginner guide, Yvonne requires at least 1 caster. Sorry to Fluorite, but every character here has their own strengths and weaknesses. Fluorite is not the best choice for the standard Yvonne team. Let's start with Xaihi. In reality, the Cryo team is centered around Xaihi, not Yvonne or Last Right. She provides everything a Cryo Striker needs, including Cryo Infliction, healing, damage amplification, and damage taken increased debuffs. Her battle skill provides healing, and if the main operator is at full health after being healed, it also applies additional infliction. Her ultimate is perfect for nuking. With Mastery 3 on both her battle skill and ultimate, she can provide up to 81% arts application, which is an insane amount. However, this requires 1200 intellect, which is currently impossible to reach. She has 2 main weapon options: Detonation Unit and Chivalric Virtues. Other weapons perform similarly, so these 2 are the primary choices. The way you choose depends on your team. If you have another cryocaster besides Xaihi, use Detonation Unit. Otherwise, use Chivalric Virtues. In teams where Xaihi is the only source of cryo infliction, triggering Detonation Unit is difficult and inefficient. This gear setup is the best option. It provides the highest intellect, maximizing the value of her ultimate, and also includes ult game to ensure smooth ultimate rotation. There is armor that increases secondary attributes, but since the primary stat on armor scales much higher, Tidefall Light Armor is the optimal choice. If she is less than Potential 2, so more ult charge is needed, then we can use Redeemer Seal for ult charge. She is 5-star operator, so Potential 5 is possible. However, her potential value is amazing. Potential 1 increase debuff. Potential 2 make ult charge easier. Potential 3 make can double target 2 enemies. And Potential 5 make ultimate more stronger. Now let's take a detailed look at Xaihi. First, she and Chivalric Virtues. Since Chivalric Virtues activates on healing, it is effectively Xaihi's signature weapon. Here's how it interacts with her battle skill. If the target is healed, but not at full health, only Chivalric Virtues activates. If the heal brings the target to full health, both the battle skill amplification and Chivalric Virtues activate. And even target is full health. Chivalric activates too. Because of this synergy, Chivalric Virtues is universally considered Xaihi's signature weapon. However, Detonation Unit can be better in certain situations. It applies a damage taken increase debuff to enemies, which is a rare and valuable effect, making it more efficient than Chivalric Virtue's attack buff. It also increases her intellect. However, another Cryocaster must apply Cryo Infliction before Xaihi, so this weapon cannot be used effectively in every team. There aren't many special tips for Xaihi's skills. One important point is that her ultimate lasts 12 seconds, which is quite long, so you can use it at the start of the damage window. Compared to Gilberta's 5 seconds and Perlica's 8.3 seconds, it is significantly longer. Additionally, Xaihi's combo skill activates very quickly, so you can use it slightly after Yvonne's battle skill and still apply Cryo Infliction. Also, her infliction's target homing is really impressive, so don't worry about missing. It's already been over 10 minutes, so I'll wrap it up here. I didn't expect it to be this long, so I'll split the rest into the next video. In the next video, I'll cover the remaining teammates, which is nearly 10 more operators. Also, making a fully voiced video is much harder than I expected. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please leave a comment. Thank you for watching.